Hey everybody, welcome back to Shock and Shock. I'm your host, Ursula Gillis, and today I have a special review. I said it yesterday, so whoever watched yesterday probably knows, but I'm going to be reviewing another Olaf Ittenbach film, his earlier film, The Burning Moon, a 1992 splatter classic from Germany. Um, it's an anthology film, and the basic wraparound plot is this teenage hooligan played by Ittenbach himself. Um, He's getting in a lot of trouble. He uses a lot of drugs. It starts out he does heroin. He goes outside and he sees that the moon is literally on fire. Awesome shot, by the way, but we're going to talk about that type of stuff later. And he comes back in and he reads his little sister two stories from this bedtime storybook. One of those is about a serial killer, and the other one is about a psychotic priest. Um, the first story is about this woman who's had a bad dating history, and she's always getting into trouble with these guys that she goes on dates with, and of course, she accidentally goes on a date with a serial killer who she leaves after she finds this, and then, chaos ensues, obviously. The second one is about a priest who goes around murdering and raping people in his community. Um, and they're sort of like a scapegoat that's been coming to him. That's used by the priest, and everybody they think it's this guy because he's like a loner. I don't want to spoil too much, but all you need to know is both of these like segments are very gory. You're coming to this for the gore, probably. This is a splatter film. Um, and I want to talk about that first because, that's what this film is known for. That's what Olaf Ittenbach is known for quite a bit. And, yeah, the gore is definitely here. It's extremely well done. As I talked about in Premutos, everything that Olaf Ittenbach did from, his first film, Black Past, onward, the gore, always top notch. Um, Never any complaints there. He may, in fact, make some of the best practical gore in his films I've ever seen. And the kills in this, when they happen, are creative and graphic. And um, in the second segment, especially, there is a scene um, that's sort of like a Hell on Earth scene. It is the most insane, gore set piece I've ever seen in a film. Um, it truly has to be seen to be believed. You could not enjoy the entire film and enjoy that part. Um, and of course, my friends over at Sick on Cinema wanted to talk about, or didn't want to talk about, but they didn't care for the wraparound story in this. And I just want to say, if you're watching this, you're wrong. um, the wraparound story in this is really good. It takes a while to get going because it does have a long intro for an anthology piece. But when you think of the wraparound story as its own segment in the anthology, it does work better, in my opinion. And I think the sort of setup and establishment of the young character and the girl definitely lead to the end being more of a payoff. And I also think it sort of grounds the other two stories, I guess, a little bit. I personally enjoyed it. I liked the characterization in that part. The first film, or the first segment away from that, really liked that as well. It's certainly the more fun of the two main segments. The gore in this one is great. Um, you're gonna keep hearing me say the gore is great in this because it is. It's fantastic. The acting in this also is honestly pretty good for what this film is. With a lot of shot on video movies, at least personally, and I think a lot of people, when you think shot on video, and if you want to get even like more specific, like German splatter stuff, like from Andreas Schnoss, like violent shit. Um, those films have horrible acting, and the stories are really poorly written and they're poorly shot. But there's a lot of gore and there's like a charm there. This one has that charm still, but it's shot professionally, despite being on shot on video. I mean, Olaf Edenbach, it feels like he really didn't let the like restraints of his budget keep him from making a good film or making the film that he wanted to be like making. So he set out with a vision in mind, and even though he couldn't afford like professional equipment and stuff, he still was able to pull off a well shot film. The acting is pretty good as well. Um, the special effects, he's obviously a master. The music I enjoyed as well. There's like weird atmospheric stuff going on. The first segment, really fast paced. Um, Lots of stuff going on. It's got some dark humor in it. Yeah, really fun and enjoyable. Definitely takes a switch to the second time. It's very grimy. The second short is very like, I mean, the theme of it is very like anti-religion, obviously, but it's very like bleak, um, and harsh. Like the rape scenes are harsh, and the gore feels harsher, and like the violent parts that don't include the gore, like with the sexual assault and everything, feel very rough and nasty. Um, it definitely feels like a different film than the first one, and I don't know if that's going to turn off some people, but I honestly kind of appreciated it. Coming watching this after Premutos, like that was a horror comedy through and through. This one sort of mixes a lot of stuff together, and it all mostly works. The second segment I think is a little bit worse paced than the first one though. Um, and there's a couple of like weird storytelling decisions, like with the way they present various plot points, but it all makes sense in the end. Um, and it culminates in, of course, that gore set piece that I talked about. I mean, it's ridiculous and awesome. Um, this has quickly become one of my new favorite films. I don't really have any complaints about it at all. If you haven't seen this, you should definitely watch it. It doesn't matter if you're a splatter fan. Uh, you know, just watch it. If you're watching my channel and you don't like gore movies, obviously that's fine. I appreciate you watching, but I'm assuming that the majority of my viewers would enjoy something like this. If you haven't seen it and it's, you know, you've had it on your watch list like I did for a long time, just give it a go. Go get the Intervision DVD too. Probably the best this film will look. I wish there was a Blu-ray of it, but yeah. I love Intervision, by the way. I mean, I always wear my Intervision shirt, and you can see it in some videos, and they put out things, and yeah. But great release of a great film. Highly recommended. I would consider it essential viewing. Watch it. Stop. Don't watch anything else on your list. Just go watch this. Trust me, it's great. But yeah, that's my thoughts on The Burning Moon. Concluded day 30 of 31. My 31 days of horror reviews. One more tomorrow. But I will also say, I'm going to announce it here. I'm going to be trying to upload videos more. This 31 days of horror has kept me consistent, obviously. I've really enjoyed doing it, and I've seen a lot of people that say they like wake up with these videos and everything, and I really appreciate that, so thank you. And I want to keep putting out content more consistently. I watch a lot of movies, and I don't review all of them, and maybe I should. Maybe I should review some of the more notable ones that I've been holding on to. Also going to have some short film news coming up, and lots of stuff there, so definitely keep an eye out. Subscribe if you haven't. Keep your notifications on. I've been your host, Herschel Gillis, signing off for today. Zero thoughts, zero editing, zero planning, and zero brain cells. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for the last day of the 31 days of horror reviews.